Today's the day we work on the 65. We worked on the 80 model yesterday, and I got the door panel painted, and today we're going to do something a little bit more fun. So it's one of those days where I walk around with a tape measure on my side, and you'll see why. So I've been asking people to suggest in the comments what they think would be fun to have in the back of the 65 Chevy, and here's just a sneak preview of what I got in mind. So let's see if you can see what's going on here. This is just a mock-up, and I'll do a video here in a little bit later. But yes, slot car. So here's what I'm running into, an issue. These older panels are too big, and they're also heavy. These newer panels, I have two of these. I'm probably going to replace these two old ones with these two new ones that are going to put out the same amount of power, if not more, especially in the shade. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing. And the second thing is I'm probably going to go to the hardware store and get plywood, because I'm going to put me a, I'm just going to take out this floating system I put in here probably. I know I spent some time on that, but I got to do some engineering, and that's what I love to do, is design and engineer. So I'm going to take out all my mounting systems, and I'm going to have a plywood deck in here. And that way I can put the 1/32 track, my HO track, and my G-scale train back here. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I got in mind. And I'm going to have LEDs, and if I can fit it, a CRT TV with an old school Atari game consoles and PlayStation, that kind of stuff. This is going to be for the car show, by the way. That's what I'm doing this for. And the car show's coming up in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if I'm going to get it done in time, but we're going to give it a shot. But yeah, I did this last night, and I did a mock-up with pot plants and these things to brace everything up, buckets, you name it. And I got it done. And the track runs smooth. The only thing I don't like about this 1/32 scale track, it's a small layout for this truck. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the 1/32 in here. I might go with micro and HO, or just a micro track, and then the LG or the G scale train. But when I get the smaller panels in here, that's going to allow me to change the layout up. So it's the layout that's really boring. You know, just that square right there is just kind of a lame racetrack. But there we go. That's what I'm working on today. And yes, that's what I'm doing to the 65. And I'm going to have that indoor-outdoor carpet stuff. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do green or black. So in the comments, what kind of indoor-outdoor carpet should I put over the plywood? Green or black? Green's going to look more realistic with the layout, just so you know. So I'm, you know, leaning towards the green. And black is going to blend in more with the track colors. So, I know. Green's going to stick out more. But, you know, it is a car show, so we want people to see it. This is the other panel I'm going to put in the back of the 65, so I need to take it out. And I'll put a different panel back here. I have an oddball panel to put in this truck. And I'm probably going to put it right across. You see these little humps right there on the fenders? You can put a 2x4 right there. I'll probably stick a 2x4 right there and lay the solar panel right on that and take this out of here. This was all just kind of temporary, just to get it out of the yard. But I was using it to charge the battery anyway, so I'm going to take this out. We're going to put that in a 65 beside the other one, and we'll see what size layout we can put now once we have both panels in there for the good mock-up. Here's something really cool. These butterflies have been following me around for the last couple of days, because what I'll do is I'll spray water on the sidewalk and the concrete, and they get water to drink. So they know that I'm out here, I'm going to spray the water, so I keep the concrete wet for them. And they're always hanging around. So it's like they're having fun. the way that they're flying around, they look like they're having fun. They're having a good day. And they love drinking the water. Can you see all of them? There's probably, I don't know, 50 at least, all around me. So you can see the footprint difference between the older panels. I'm going to take out the big ones, and the new footprint are these smaller ones here that I had. So that's going to give me a lot more room for layout. I could really just have one back here, but on a cloudy day, it'd be better to have two. So I'm still thinking about going with just one. One will give me about 5 amps, but I really need 10 to run the stereo and charge people's phones, and maybe if I want to run a CRT TV and that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking about putting the HO in here, slot car, and my G-Scale train. For sure the G-Scale is going in here because that's an indoor-outdoor train, so that can handle the elements a lot better. But again, this is for the car show, and maybe it'll get some attention. It'll be fun for me. That's all that matters, right? Yeah, it's a smooth running track. Just give it a little throttle there coming out of the corner. I don't want it to fly off. I spent a lot of time on that car putting LEDs in there. All right. There's the update so far. All right, this is going to be awkward. All right. We're going to put this in the front yard where we're going to have our new array. I'm going to put the 4 panels that are closer to the house. I'm going to see if I can do this without stepping on stickers or anything sharp. And yeah, I'm not wearing shoes. I don't want to hear it. All right. So that new array is going right here. Of course, that's backwards, but I'll flip that around. I'm going to do the same thing I did here. I might be able to put 2. It's going to be close. I'm going to for sure put 1 more. So those panels over there, because they're being shaded so much. In the evening, that's great. But overall, I'm losing less power because they're getting shaded so much in the morning. So I'm going to build out another array here, and then I'm going to add 2 more panels to each one of these arrays. So we're going to have 6, 6, and 6. And that's going to give us a lot more power when it's cloudy days, especially for wintertime. Let's check the door panel to see if it's still tacky from yesterday. Still looks good. And it's not tacky. Not tacky. Good deal. Awesome. Definitely looks better than that over there. Look at that. That is going to look like this one day when I have the time to do that. It's a 4-hour project cleaning the first layer of plastic. Oh, that door sounds good shutting now. So yeah, when I put those bolts on that window rail and I isolated a lot of metal on metal, that's a good shut there. That's awesome. So we're going to take the cart to the front side of the property to get that solar panel off the camera system. I'm upgrading the camera system, so that's the system I'm not using anymore, but there's a solar panel out there going to waste. So we got our tools. Let's go rescue that solar panel to put on the Dodge truck. Cold front came in today, so we're supposed to get down to 94, which is going to be really nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's actually a lot better already now. Nice cool breeze. It's almost jacket weather here in Texas. I'm going to break out the jackets. I've been scanning some of my videos, just kind of looking to see how the edits turn out. And I sure do say the wrong word sometimes. Like the video from yesterday, I kept saying primer bubble when it's a primer bulb. Yeah, so I keep saying primer bubble. When I know it's a primer bulb, I don't know why I'm saying bubble, but it's just, and then sometimes I'll say sending unit instead of gauge, but it's all right. When you talk on videos enough, you're gonna say the wrong things, and especially me with the world's worst case of dyslexia. I think a word, but the wrong word comes out all the time. So that's going to happen. So that's one camera system. We got a panel there. We can take off of that one. But we're going to go up here to the front part of the property and get this camera. And yeah, we're going to have to go through some, we're going to be hitting some pollen. So this is not going to be fun. It's strategery. I wish I could cut this trail. Yeah, this is ridiculous. If you're allergic to stuff, you don't want to go through here, that's for sure. Yeah, that'll get you. We are definitely dusted with pollen now. I can see the cart from here. So this was the front camera system up. I've already upgraded it. So I don't use this one anymore. I put a better camera in. But this panel and the charge controller and the camera needs to be rescued. So we're going to rescue it. It's right up here by the front of the property to catch people, but I also need to mow more too. So I'm going to get the panel and the charge controller and the camera off of this cart. And the panel's going to go on the Dodge. We take everything off. So what are we going to gain out of this? We're going to gain a lot of building material, charge controller, a camera, this cool deal here, obviously the panel. I'm going to take that wood and this battery box. So there's a lot of good stuff here, and some of this stuff too. I can use that in the 65 for the layout if I need to. You know, I was thinking about using this for the layout instead of wood, but it's going to be too light. I want something a little bit more heavy duty. So this is what we're going to salvage off of this surveillance system here that I had rigged up. So we got everything stripped off the cart. Temperature gauge is broke. This used to be a little weather station I had set up. I had a rain gauge on the front and the temperature, so the camera was pointing to where you could see the temperature and the rain gauge. So we got our roof material, our solar panel, a lot of wood, battery box, and the camera itself, and some tie wire. So now we just got to get out of here. And it's dangerous working out here, by the way. Even though I got my rubber boots on, these blood weeds, I'm tripping over them. You got to be real careful because you don't want to face plant on something sharp out here like this. So you got to be careful when you're working out here because you can trip on this stuff real easy. Every day I say, oh, I won't have to take a shower tonight. And I do stuff like this where I'm just coated in pollen. And yeah, it's a messy job. We can go back through here. If we'd ever get some rain, and I don't know how we still have mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are eating me up out here. But we haven't had any rain. Usually all this is mowed, but I've been working on trucks. And you know, spent 3 months doing live streaming that cut into where I could knock this down before it started growing in springtime. Ooh, what a bunch of pollen. That's all I smell is pollen in my nose now. Yeah, if you have allergies, just stay away from this part of the country. So this other camera system, I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to move it closer to the house It's a 36 volt cart that I converted to work on 12 volts. Right here we're coming up on. And it's got 2 cameras on it, 2 Amcrest cameras, and 1 AGM 12 volt battery, and a 100 watt solar panel. I have it pointed at the driveway right now so I can see, but that gate's locked, so nobody comes in the property anyway. But that's just my gate camera for the most part, and driveway camera. But it's gonna stay. So here's something cool about the panels that I have on this cart. Look at that. Even with all the aphid poop and leaves and pecans, I'm still getting 8 amps, over 8 amps. This one's over 8 amps. There's 3 panels. I'm getting over 8 amps out of these panels, and they're filthy. And I'll show you what they look like here in a second. These are some really high efficient panels. Look how dirty those panels are. And I'm getting over 8 amps right now per panel. And look how dirty they are. Look at that. That's aphid poop and insect poop and leaves. And even that dirty, I'm getting 8 amps per panel. So if I were to clean them up, I'd probably get about 12 to 13 per panel. I've seen them put out 13 before, but I would definitely get 11 and 12. But there's no point in cleaning them up because the aphids are going to just poop right back on them. And not until winter time will I clean these up really good. If I'm going to take it to the car show or something, I'll clean it up. But other than that, I'm just going to leave it. That's just some sticky, nasty poo. So here's what we got. This panel, I'm going to wash it up. And I'll probably mount it right on top of that spare tire for now to keep it covered. So it stops dry rotting. So we got the mail showing up. Go check the mail here in a second. But yeah, that's going to be the project for right now. And then we're going to probably go get lumber later on this afternoon or maybe tomorrow. Just depends on how my day goes. Alright, so we're getting about 4 amps right now with this other panel. We're at 2.2 volts. I got the blower fan on. And it's kind of hazy right now. A little geoengineering action going on today. So that's the little panel that we rescued off of the surveillance cart. And it's a lot thinner, a lot lighter. I'm going to finish wiring it in. We're going to call it good. I couldn't get it to cover the tire, so I'm going to put something else to cover the Michelin. And yeah, why don't I have it under the truck? Because that thing broke. That's a whole nother story. The cable broke and I caught it. That's the cool thing. It happened right before it fell out from underneath the truck. Long time ago. So we're getting about 4 amps. I saw it 4.5 amps, but like I said, it's a little bit cloudy. 4.7, there we go. 4.5. So we're gonna at least get 5 amps from that panel. So I'm gonna turn the blower off, turn the key off, and the battery should recover pretty quick. We're at 2.7 there. On voltage 2.8, so yeah, the battery's recovering pretty quick, and we're getting about 4 amps, 3.8. So yeah, the battery should be back up and float pretty soon after it gets through charging. It should be up to 14 something pretty soon. We're already up to 13. All right, so I'm gonna call it a day. I've had some delays, so tomorrow we'll probably get wood. It'll give me a night to think about what I'm going to actually use, whether I'm going to put wood on the top or lower it. I really kind of want it lowered, but if I put the wood on top, it'll be easier to pull it out, you know, but I want to be able to have it where it's I can take the system out pretty quick. But the more room I have in between the bed and the wood, the better it is for me to work under there. So, you know, I got to wire it up, and I still need to be able to access my fuel tank. I'm probably going to end up moving my fuel tank back here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, it's definitely turned into a brainstorming project. And The reason why I got these solar panels stacked is I'm going with 2 of these smaller ones, and I'm taking the big ones out. Weighs less, takes up less space. In a perfect world, they wouldn't be in the bed at all for my layout. But I could put it up on the cab, but then you would see it. And yeah. And then how would I mount it? So it'd have to be a magnetic mount system. So I'm still going back and forth, 1 or 2 panels, and I'll probably stick with 2. But yeah, the access to the gas tank, I might have to make an access hole, which will be okay. And if I do, it's going to be somewhere around here. Who knows? But I plan on having the HO layout here, the majority of the layout here with the roundy rounds, and then it should go around inside the 132nd layout. If I'm going to keep the 132nd on here, I'm seriously thinking about just putting the my G scale train on the outside or on the inside of the solar panels. I'll figure it out. But I want to have my G scale train and 1 slot car on here, whether it's the 132nd or the HO. And I'm kind of leaning towards HO more and more because I'll be able to have a bigger, quote, layout because of it's a smaller scale. It'll feel bigger. This is a really small layout for 132nd, and it's a very boring layout too. It's just a rectangle, you know, like a square. So I'm leaning more and more towards the HO at this point, and that will match the little skulls. Because my plan too, I'm just giving up all my spoiler alert here, but I'm gonna make skull cars for the HO cars with LEDs, and there'll be little bitty skull cars running around on the track. So hopefully I can get all this done before the car show, and if not, there's always one after that sometime somewhere else, and we'll figure it out. But that's the whole point. We can have fun figuring this out. Oh, in the comments, did you have slot cars when you were a kid? And if you did, you probably had HO like me, the small ones. And I just recently, about less than a year ago, got this 132nd scale stuff. And I had all this extra track. I didn't have to tap into my layout in the studio. So I had all this extra track to make this last night, which was amazing that I had that much. But I thought I bought 3 sets and I had extra straights and corners. But here's the question. In the comments, would you rather see the 132nd, which is this scale, or the HO, which is the smaller scale back here? What would you think would be better and funner? I'm leaning towards the HO just because, I don't know. These run smoother though. Like if I want these things to just run by themselves, they run smoother, but that's the whole point of putting the train back here, is to have something always moving with the solar power. So I'm probably, I don't know, I'll probably stick with these. I don't know. It'd be nice to have all of them, but that's just too much. So it's either be 132nd, the big stuff, or HO for the slot car. Put the comments below which one you prefer, and I'll show you the size. Let me go get an HO car and show you. So there's the size difference. This is the 132nd, and this is HO. So what do you think? The problem with these HO cars is the pickup shoes. They always get dirty, and the cars stall going around the track, and you got to constantly clean the track to keep the car running. And they're really not, they make a lot more noise going around the track than these do. And you would think it'd be just the opposite. So these make more noise. These are less maintenance. The track doesn't have to be as clean much because they have pickup brushes there, so you can adjust the brushes, as you can see there. And these have pickup shoes, which, you know, it's just a metal braid sitting across, and they get dirty, and they just don't make good contact sometimes. So it's a pain to work. It would be cool if the, you know, I've also thought about tweaking the pickup shoes on these to work on my 132nd to have the HOs work on there to run them a little bit closer. So like solder on something to be a little closer so it can run on the 132nd track. I'm getting out of focus here. So I don't know. I got a couple of days to decide before I start really getting serious, but I need to build the platform first, put the indoor-outdoor carpet, black carpet or a green carpet for the indoor-outdoor. Now remember, normal layouts have green because it looks like grass, so I'm probably going to do the green, even though black would look more stealthy and cool, but I'm probably leaning towards more the green for the indoor-outdoor because I'm going to put plywood, a base of plywood, and then the indoor-outdoor carpet on top of that. That's the plan right now. That can change. I really don't want to use wood in this project, but I'm going to end up using it anyway. It's just expensive and it weighs a lot, but I'm taking these heavier panels out, so that'll take some weight out of the project. And if I keep my fuel tank towards the front of the cab, that'll keep the weight off the back of the truck. But this truck, you know, there's no wood already in the bed, so it's already lighter than normal. So it's not really an issue, but I just don't want to add too much weight to the truck. So what do you think? Bigger or smaller when it comes to the layout? And of course, the small track is small. For these things, the track's going to be a lot smaller. So let me know, HO or 132nd? Small or big? What do you think would be funner in the bed of the truck? This is the layout in the studio. So that's the smaller HO. I just showed you that white car. And then the bigger ones are the 132nd layout. And if I could have a layout like this in the bed of the truck, that would be cool, which I could, but then I couldn't put this, but maybe one solar panel in the center. If I'm lucky, maybe just one. But yeah, to put this in the bed of the truck, this is a really fun layout because you get to do fishtails around there and you can go the other direction. So that's the HO, the small. This is the 132nd. So, and see, there's a lot happening in this little track right here with just that little size right there. So that's when you jump down to a smaller scale, you get a lot more racing action going on. So who knows? I'll figure it out. And then as far as the train, it's a G-scale train that I'm going to put back there. I don't think I'm going to be putting my DC trains back there, even though I have an extra set. This is also an HO scale train. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm also considering this. This is HO, almost HO size. So if you put these side by side with the classic HOs, they're about the same size. The cool thing about these is they're cheaper and the magnets work a little bit better and it would grip better. And these have pickup brushes instead of those shoes. So these don't have the issue with the car stalling out. And this is more for what kids play with. And the reason why I could be leaning towards this even more is because you can buy these sets cheap. And I can build a pretty big layout back there with this. I have extra track already. But yeah, you can buy these sets for like 30, 40 bucks sometimes. I don't know now with inflation. I haven't checked the prices, but I'm also leaning towards that. And see, the car stays on there even when the track is... You can run this car right now. Let me see if it'll still run. So yeah, it still works, and you can see how the car... So, you know, maybe I'll put one of these back there. This track is a lot easier to work with, too, than that Auto World track. So, we'll figure it out. But yeah, you couldn't do that with a Auto World HO. That's for sure. Not with the stock magnets. So yeah. And another cool thing about this set is they're battery powered. So what I'm doing with this is I'm coming off my solar battery bank behind the house. And I'm going to one of these voltage regulators here. And I have it set at 9 volts because this is a 9 volt system, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 volts. So it takes 6 AA batteries, and I just tapped into where you'd put the batteries in, and I'm coming from my solar system, which is 12 volts, and I adjust it down to 9 volts, and that gives the car a good drivability. You know, you could up the voltage, but then the cars are just way too fast. So, you know, I'm kind of steering towards this more and more because um, it's kind of in between the 132nd when it comes to ease of installing the layout. The track is really easy to snap together. That Auto World stuff is a nightmare to snap together, and then the conductivity between the car and the track is horrible sometimes. You're always cleaning it. And so this is going to be in an outside environment, you know, and this is cheap stuff here, and I really don't care if it gets messed up. So yeah, I'm almost leaning towards this. And check it out. There's skulls on the track. So it would match the theme that we're going with. The truck has the skull theme. So I'm kind of voting on this more and more and taking out the big layout, the 132nd, just because those cars are my babies. I put LEDs in them, and I really don't want them at a car show and getting messed up. I don't care about these cars. And I also modded a car. This was the Batman car, and I put a LED on the nose of it, and it doesn't stick on the track as well because it's heavier now with all the mods I did with it, but it's got an LED, so that would be kind of fun to run around back there too. So I'm probably steering more towards this cheaper stuff that than putting my my hobby stuff out there. This is more of a toy, and I really hate to put my hobby stuff in the back of the truck and get all messed up. So, and I also think this could be stainless. I'm gonna get a magnet, and no, it can't be stainless. The car wouldn't stick. What am I saying? So yeah, it'd be nice if they made stainless rails and then put metallic under the track, so your car would stick, but then your rails wouldn't rust. So yeah, I'm steering towards this micro set. Here you can see the layout that comes with this box here. And like I said, these run on batteries, so it'll be easy to adapt. And you can go loop-de-loops like that, or you can do this. So I could actually have the track coming up, which will be cool, and the back windshield back here. So see how the track's curved like this? So I can make the track come up. I can turn around and go up around the back window and come back down. So yeah, I'm leaning towards this more and more. I have another set that's not opened, so I won't have to buy anything. And yeah, and I'm not really concerned about these are tougher cars too. This is made for kids. So, you know, if I'm at a car show and some kids want to play with it, it's not an issue. You're not going to break this stuff really easy, but that's the layout right there. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this. This is my hobby stuff here, and it's just too big. And it's not that fun, to tell you the truth, just because the layout's so boring. This is going to be a funner layout with the, and it'll have skulls on the track. It'll match the theme of the truck. Everything's just kind of going to match. And then I can have plenty of room for my train that's constantly going, because my plan is to pull up to the car show, put my train down, and it's just constantly moving. And that'll be kind of a thing where I can have the skull riding in the train or whatever. It'll be fun. So yeah, I'm leaning towards this more and more now, and I think we're going to put this, and it's called Micro. It's Scale Electric. It's the same company that makes this stuff, but they make the Micro. It's basically HO, but with better track. The track snaps together so easy, and it doesn't have contact issues. It's made to where kids can put it together, and it stays together pretty good for what it is. So yeah, the track's easier to work with, funner layouts. It's got brushes instead of the shoes, so it's going to be more. It's going to work better in the environment that it's going to be in. It'd be cool if I could just put the track on top of the solar panels but then that's counterproductive. And here's the base to where the loop-de-loop is, if you want to do a loop-de-loop. But yep, there's lots of fun options here, and I can't wait to get this going. So tomorrow I hope to find the time to get some wood, and we can get this project going. Unless I'm going to do it without wood. Now that I'm going with this, I might not have to involve wood, but because it's not as I don't need that much space. But I'm still probably going to put wood back here, and I don't know. What do you think? I can use this stuff here. It's lighter. I already have it, but I'd still have to go and buy some of these at Walmart to raise it up. I don't know. If I do the wood, it'll give me a cleaner look. I can set the solar panels on top of the indoor-outdoor carpet, and it'll just be a better overall look, I think. Even though it's going to be heavier, but I think in the long run, I can change the layout easier with the wood. So let's stick with the wood concept. And yeah, that's 1/64 scale. All right, so it's still HO. Because HO, I'm pretty sure, is 1/64 scale. So we're still HO with this. And I'm pretty sure I could modify the pickup shoes on my HO cars to run on this track. I think I've run it on this track before, and they work. I can't remember. So we might be able to run our other HO cars on here too. So yeah, I think 1/64 scale wins this one. And just the fact that I can, look at this. I mean, look at this. Think about this. The track's going up the back of the windshield like that. That's going to be cool. That'll get somebody's attention, won't it? And see, I could come up the back of the windshield like right here on the edge. Like this curve right here. And it'll follow this curve. And then come back down. Maybe I can do another one on the other side too if I have enough track. I might have to get more track. There's a mosquito in here eating me up. I really don't want it to block the windshield of the back window, so I'm going to do the little turn thing. It'll be right back here. So let's make a mock-up real quick and see how tight the turn's going to be. Alright, so this is just a quick mock-up. I'll put more straights so that it's going to get more height up to about here. So I'm going to add some straights to extend this down. But yeah, that's going to be a good tight turn. And that'll be perfect. Now I'll put it on the passenger side. I don't know, I might put it on the driver. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's what's cool is with this track, you can come up out of stuff like that. And you can have it elevated. That's going to be cool looking. So yeah, I think we're going to run with the micro scale electric. I think that one wins. The reason why I came back here is because I got a mosquito chasing me. We're going to fix that little problem. So this is exactly why I installed this system. I came to the back of the house to get rid of them. We're going to just dust ourselves off here. Make sure he's not on my legs. Get him off of me, off my back. And then as we're going into the house, just turn the fan off real quick, and the door's locked. Wah, wah, wah. You're supposed to have the door unlocked for that. But yeah, I didn't see him, so ran him off pretty good. We're doing some generator cooking, so we got sweet potatoes and potatoes cut up underneath the bacon. And then we put this little grate thing in there. Mash that down so that doesn't hit. And that stops the bacon from curling up so it cooks more even. We got our generator power right here. We're going to do 400 for 20 minutes. And we're going to have to check the bacon periodically to make sure it's not burning. We'll pull the bacon out, but all the bacon fat will get into the fries. It's going to be really good. About 10 minutes into it, let's check the bacon here. Getting close. And then when the bacon's done, we'll pull it out and we'll shake up the fries and finish it off. Now let's see what we got. That's better. We want all that to sizzle. I like it a little bit crispier, but it will continue to cook and it will be a lot crisper. That one's still a little shy yet. We're going to leave that one behind. I'm cooking way more than normal just so I can have leftovers. I'm not going to eat all this. So a lot of this is going to be leftovers. Yeah, we're going to put her back in there now. It usually takes me 20 minutes to cook the bacon and the taters, but this time I'm cooking enough for 2 or 3 meals, so it's kind of throwing off my game here. Alright, let's see what we got now. Those look good. They're going to continue cooking a little bit, so we can just pull our power here and share our cord from the generator and hook it up here on this pipe. And now we're going to do some egg action here, and then we'll be done. One of the tricks to cooking on cast iron, if you don't want your eggs to stick, you start off with your high heat where the butter is bubbling like that, and you just turn the heat down like that, and then you put your eggs on there like this, was on a bed of butter like that. And then you put your lid on there. And then I need to wash that. And then we're going to let that slow cook. And the heat goes from hot to cold. So if you go from cold to hot, your eggs are going to stick. But when you go from hot to cold like I'm doing, the eggs won't stick. Then we need to turn off the generator. And that should be enough time to cook the eggs before the generator turns off, because I have it on low. Then the generator is going to turn off. When this light turns off, we know the generator's off. You never want to let the generator die with a load on it. You don't want to start it with a load, and it's not really good to let them die with a load. So I'm going to turn the load off here right about now. And then now our eggs shouldn't be sticking. There we go, they're not sticking. Because we did the hot to cold method. Just like that, with plenty of butter. And we're going to put them on a bed of eggs. Sorry, a bed of cheese. So we got grass-fed cheese. We got our uncured bacon with no sugar. And then we put a little nutritional yeast on there. So we're going to chop these up a little bit here right before we throw them down. It's getting pretty heavy. I got to reposition here. I'm going to put them right there on that cheese. And then we take our air fried taters. That is way too much. I'm definitely going to have leftovers. And then we got our taters and sweet potatoes here. Right there. Echo. Set a reminder to put up the taters in 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll create a reminder to go off in 30 minutes.
And there we go. Grab our silver fork here. I'm going to cover our bacon because we're going to put the bacon and the fries together. And there you go. And I throw a little bit of black pepper on here. And I also put black pepper on the bacon off camera. You didn't see that. I might add a little bit of salt because the fries are pretty salty. Right there, a little sea salt, 2 different types. And there's my breakfast for the day. It's 6 o'clock and I'm just now eating. I fast every day and this is all I eat for the most part. Just animal proteins. I do eat sweet potatoes and uncured bacon sometimes. I rarely do have bacon, but we're having bacon today. And that's how I've been getting in shape, is I'm eating fat and eating animal protein. And it's making me feel better and it's working for me. And boy, is this going to be good. Big shout out to Raven King, Ted and Carmel. It's a suggestion on the door panels. Let's see. OA, dark gray border, black maybe, nice paint color. Yeah, I'm going to probably keep it simple. The truck's white, so Katie says you only bought black and white paint on camera. I'm guessing you have a super secret plan. Yeah, it's not going to be a secret once you watch the video, Katie. Let's see, Jared Allen. I guess the flat black. Let's see. I'll guess flat black in the 80 model. Well, you're close, Jared Allen. Let's see, Jess Olson. Any color as long as it's flat. Yeah, the problem with that is if I use flat on a plastic and a door panel, something that you're touching all the time, it's going to soak up grease. So I had to use at least semi gloss, because flat will definitely show fingerprints and soak grease up. But yeah, I prefer flat over as far as the color. But when you got a surface that you're touching, you got to use at least a semi gloss. That's what I found. Let's see. Loud Red says those ladies were cute. Yep. Had fun doing the photo shoot with the red hats. That's for sure. And yeah, pepper's expensive. Let's see. DD says my 77 Chevy. Let's see. I can't understand that. My 77 Chevy. No, it was a nice. I don't know. Maybe a typo there. All right. So I've been talking about my videos being too long. So a lot of people are saying just run with it. Just make sure you upload videos. So Miss Pink so says don't stress about the length of your videos. Just keep them coming. All right. And Parteiza Parteibonza says don't worry about the video length. Love the content. Cool. KCA TV, that's my dad. My guess is that you'll put a bed in the. Let's see. My guess is that you'll put a bed in the truck. Forget the options. I don't know. There's a reason why I shouldn't be reading comments. I don't understand some of these. All right, Melissa's Freedom. Shout out Melissa's Freedom. She gave me some thumbs up and some doves. And We the People 75 says whatever I'll choose will be great as far as the color. Yeah, it turned out good. And then the guy from Australia, I can't pronounce his name, but Blade Works is the last part. So Cosmic Blue from the 70s Galaxy. No, I didn't end up using that, but that was cool. So yeah, let's see. It's just now getting to the point to where I'm going to start editing my video in about an hour. So this is something that I'm doing is I'm reading the comments from the previous video and I'm capturing on my phone. So I'm doing all my video editing on my phone now. That's the only way I could do this. Don't have the time to transfer files to the computer. So that's just the way it works. So love you all. Please like, share, subscribe. If you can, share this on your social media because I'm doing dailies now. And yeah, today was pretty interesting. It was just kind of a today's going to be the day where you've already seen, if you watch this video, the surprise that I got. And you don't know all the surprises, but you kind of know exactly what I'm doing now with the bed of the truck. Something to that effect. So, love you all. We'll do this again tomorrow. Please like, share, and subscribe if you can, and share on your face pages.